Hello, welcome to Magical Manifestations. My name is Jenna B. Neece. I'm an author, meditation lover, and chronic anxiety sufferer. I'll be your guide on this journey. My mind often gets too busy, so this podcast aims to remove you from reality and let you drift far away into the mundane yet beautiful lands of magical manifestations. Fly on a dragon. Visit a magic teashop. Befriend a fairy. The options are endless. I'm sure there's something for everyone here. Each episode contains 4 parts. Let me open with a brief introduction, tell you what the story is about, guide you through a few short and calming breaths, and then lead you into a state of calmness. Let yourself come and go as you please. Dozing or napping is fine. We always welcome calmness and sleep here. And when you're ready, I'll always welcome you home. A little note to the listeners before we begin. If you are enjoying this podcast, please consider leaving me a review and subscribing or following on your chosen platform. Maybe recommend it to a friend, coworker, or relative you think might benefit from it. I'd love to have them, and the more support I receive, the more stories I can provide you with. If you're so inclined as to monetarily support my podcast, visit magicalmanifestationspodcast.substack.com. If you're listening to this in the month of September 2024, a subscription is currently half off, making it only $2.50 a month, or $25 for the whole year. That's less than a cup of coffee. Please stay with us for a brief word from our sponsors for tonight. Charlie Morgan runs an amazing podcast and publication called Storybound. It explores the intersection of neurodivergence, mental illness, and creativity through conversations with other authors. Charlie's down-to-earth personality will draw you in, but her conversations will educate you. Listen and subscribe to Storybound today on Substack at www.becomestorybound.com to join the community. Welcome to Harper's Hollow. It's the idyllic neighborhood for a fresh start. Friends that are like family and secrets tucked into the shadows. It's always the small towns that have the biggest scandals. Read and subscribe for free to Melissa's newest serial, The Secrets in the Shadows, at Substack at thesecretsintheshadows.substack.com. Find their info in the podcast episode notes. In this story, you shift into a werewolf, try to hide under your red cloak, and head into the forest. Deep within, you show up at Grandma's house. She helps you find acceptance. Close your eyes if they are open. Breathe in deeply. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out slowly. 1, 2, 3. Relax your shoulders. Wiggle your toes. Unclench your jaw. Breathe in deeply. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out slowly. 1, 2, 3. Let the mouth sag open, just slightly. Straighten and loosen your spine. Let the pain and stress drain from your body. Now breathe in slowly. Hold just a second. Now all the way out. Let the belly expand. Feel the muscles go pliant. Let yourself completely relax. Feel the air move in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Just breathe slowly in and out. Twisted red. You stand at the edge of the woods, wrapped in an oversized ruby red cloak. The soft velvet of the cloak clings slightly to your sweaty skin as the muggy night air causes beads of perspiration to form on your arms and back. The scent of pine drifts around you, but the darkness makes it difficult to see the pine needles clearly. The path ahead is a dirt trail, but you could find your way through the dense foliage without help. You've navigated these woods 100 times. Well, perhaps not 100 times at night or for this reason, but certainly many times in the daytime. You look up at the sky, the full moon casting its powerful glow across the landscape. The light makes the hair on the back of your arms stand on end. You glance left, then right. As usual, there's no one around. That's exactly how you need it. With a deep breath, you toss the cloak to the ground and prepare for the shift. For the second time ever, you experience the unsettling sensation of your bones cracking and your skin stretching. It's not painful, but it's a strange and disorienting transformation from your relatively short human form to a towering 7 feet tall. Once the shift is complete, you bend down and retrieve the red cloak. You drape it over your wolf form, pulling it up and over your head and wrapping your massive body tightly within it. You hate being a werewolf. You feel like a freak, though you know you're not. It's just difficult to bear such a huge secret. The cloak provides some semblance of comfort and protection as you start your journey through the woods. The thrill of running through the trees soon takes over. Each powerful stride propels you forward, your fur rippling in the moonlight. The forest feels alive beneath your paws, each scent and sound magnified. You dart between the trees, navigating familiar paths with a fluid grace that feels both exhilarating and liberating. The whole time, the cloak billows behind you like a red streamer in the glistening glow of the moon. Eventually, you arrive at your grandmother's house, a quaint cottage nestled in the heart of the woods. The warm light spilling from the windows is a welcome sight. You approach the door, and despite the cloak wrapped around you, you feel a pang of nervousness. You gently scratch at the door with your clawed paw. The door creaks open, and your grandmother stands there, her face lighting up with recognition and warmth. Her eyes twinkle with understanding. "Honey," she says, her voice soothing in the night. "Come inside, dear." You step over the threshold, the familiar warmth of the house enveloping you. Your grandmother leads you to the hearth with a fire that crackles and pops. You sink onto a plush rug in the front of the fire, your werewolf form making the movement a bit awkward but comforting. Your grandmother settles beside you, her presence a steady source of reassurance. "Do you feel different, dear?" she asks softly, her gaze filled with empathy. You nod, your voice a low rumble. "I do. I'm struggling to understand how to accept this part of me." Her smile widens, her eyes reflecting the firelight. "I understand. I remember my first transformation vividly. Now I know how to fight it. But then I was overwhelmed and frightened, unsure of who I was becoming. It took me a long time to realize that this part of me wasn't something to be feared, but something to be embraced. You listen intently, the fire's warmth beginning to soothe you. How did you learn to accept it? Her gaze grows distant as she recalls her experience. It wasn't easy. I spent many nights feeling lost, grappling with my fears and my doubts. But then I began to see my transformation not as a curse, but as a gift. It connected me to the natural world in a way I'd never experienced before. I learned to appreciate the strength and freedom it gave me, the way it allowed me to move with the rhythm of the forest. You absorb her words, the sense of calm settling over you. I want to learn to accept this part of me. I want to understand how to live with it. Her gentle hand rests on your massive paw. It's a journey, honey. Acceptance takes time and patience. It's about seeing yourself as a whole being, embracing both the fears and the strengths. You must give yourself the grace to grow into this new part of you. The night goes on, and as you and your grandmother share stories and warmth by the fire, you feel slightly better. Wrapped in a thick, soft blanket, you feel the transformation leaving you, both physically and emotionally spent. Her soothing voice and the crackling fire create a sanctuary of tranquility. You talk about your lives and your dreams and your fears, finding solace in your shared experiences. As the firelight dances across the room, a profound sense of peace settles over you. The journey through the woods has led you to more than just your grandmother's house. It's brought you to a deeper understanding of yourself. You came to the woods as a frightened soul, but you leave with a newfound acceptance. The warmth of the fire and your grandmother's love wrapped around you, creating a haven where you can embrace both the human and werewolf within you. The night ends with you nestled in your blanket, your head resting on your grandmother's lap as you sit in front of the fire. The embers glow softly, casting a gentle light over you. Your heart is full, and as you close your eyes, you know that you have found a sense of acceptance and peace that will guide you through the challenges ahead. Thank you for listening. This was a Magical Manifestations production by Jenna B. Neece. Please remember to subscribe and review the episode. It means the world to me.